Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and this is Flosstube number 82. It is March, I think it's March 11th, could be March 10th, maybe it's March 10th, I don't know. It's one of those dates, I don't know. So I wanted to do a Flosstube since it's going on a month now that I haven't done a Flosstube. I have been stitching, I have piles to show. We have been so busy. So I will talk a little bit about that throughout the video. First off, I want to say thank you everybody for joining me, and like the video and subscribed if you're not already a subscriber. And thank you for spending time with me today. So lots and lots to show. I have 0 fully finished. Why? Because I've not been here. I literally have been living out of a suitcase pretty much for the last 2 months. So yeah, we have, right before the year ended, we bought a large crushing plant. If you're new here, we own a concrete recycling yard. So these are massive, massive plants. 12 pieces per plant. You have conveyors, you have the crusher, you have a screen, you have generators, all this stuff. They're massive. Our crusher is loaded with a large, very large track hoe. So if that gives you any indication, this is big, big, big equipment. So we bought a plant down in, and I guess the best way would say Madison, Georgia, although it's like Eatonton, Madison, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but and we have been hauling, me and my husband have been hauling it up the road. He spent a week down there with our youngest and another guy that works for us, and they tore the plant apart, got everything pretty much on the ground, cords wrapped up, electrical disconnected, stuff cleaned off, all that kind of stuff. They weren't 100% done, but after that, they were kind of out of clothes. They had to come home. So the rest of it was up to me and my husband. Mainly my husband. He does the driving of the big truck. I do the passenger seat duties, which means, you know, like I go in and pay for the fuel. I go in and get him a drink. You know, I help him do the paperwork, you know, anything like that. I do not drive the truck, nor do I want to drive the truck, just FYI. No, I don't want to drive a truck. But it's nice to have company. It's nice to have somebody there when you're working to make sure. Sometimes I get on the track hoe and I help him. I'm not the best track hoe operator. Although I do tell him I'm certified, so, which he rolls his eyes at me, so. So yeah, we've been doing that. Literally, I have spent not maybe 2 or 3 nights in a row, definitely not 3, 2 nights in a row at my house at any given time. Generally, it's 1 night. So it's about 4.5 hours from us, but some of these loads are permit loads, which means we can't run at night. We can only run during certain hours. They're wide loads. You can't run those at night. So if we don't get done in time to get up the road, sometimes we have to stop. Even though it's only 4 hours away, we can't be on the road anymore. We're out of hours. So it just takes a while. So that has kept us busy. We also celebrated our 26-year anniversary the other day. So we've been married for 26 years on the road. We were on the road. So yeah, so I have no fully finishes because I have not been at home. I think so we leave to go to Vegas on Sunday. We're going to a large construction show. It's the largest construction show in the world, and the Con Expo. And we have gone, my husband went, he's gone every year since he was 15. Every year they offer it. It's only offered every 3 years. This is like the big show that construction puts out their new equipment. Their prototypes, they're all there. So you can come and they can kind of talk to people, and the engineers are there. So it's a great, great show if you are interested, if you're in the construction field. I mean, it does everything from trucks to crushers to grading material to asphalt, just anything. So Huge show. We're going to be going. I have gone to the show since every 3 years since we've been married. And then our kids have also gone. So years ago, we used to drive to Vegas with 3 kids. Well, you know, as we had more kids. But we would drive. We have friends that do the same thing we do in Dallas. And we would stop in Dallas and see them and then head out to Vegas. So that's where we're going in just a little bit. And but we are done in Georgia. My husband is actually doing the last load this afternoon. He dropped me off with 1 load. We came in this morning, which is why like my hair's not straightened. This is truck hair. This is clean truck hair. It's clean. It dried in the truck and I twisted it up and it's done. That's it. That's all the effort I have. So he's going to go get the last load. It's just a dumpster filled with odds and ends of metal stuff that goes with the plant that didn't really fit on a trailer. So he put it in a dumpster. He's going to pull the dumpster up on the trailer and bring it home. That is not a wide load. He can run it at night. And he should be leaving in a little bit. He's at our farm unloading the track hoe that we brought up the road, which was a large permit load. He's going to unload that and then go down there and get that last load. I am washing clothes so that I can pack, so that everybody can pack. So anyhow. Okay, what else have I been up to other than that? Well, I went to the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So if you've never been to a retreat, this was only my 2nd retreat and a little different than the first retreat. I went to Annabella's back in November, which was in Asheville, North Carolina. So Myrtle Beach is not far from me. The great thing is Stacy, the 911 stitcher, flew into Charlotte. And I picked her up at the airport, we had dinner, and then I dropped her at her hotel. And the next morning I went and picked her up and we drove to Myrtle Beach together. We both attended the retreat, had a wonderful time. So the little bit of difference in the Barefoot Needle Art versus Annabella's. Annabella's had a guest designer, which was Priscilla and Chelsea, stitching with the housewives. And they had a project that you could stitch up, and then they did a class to finish it. Now, I did not take the class to fully finish my piece. I had it stitched. I'm a slow finisher. When I say slow, I don't mean, like, I take my time. I find when I get in a hurry, I do not like my results. So I take my time. And sometimes that means one piece will take me all afternoon. And sometimes I just have to tell myself, it's okay if this one finish takes me all afternoon because I want to be happy with the finish. I like to sew in my corners. If I'm doing a flat fold, I like to get those corners really pointy. And that was a tip that I learned from Amy in Stitches on Instagram. Fabulous. She did a little video. She was so helpful because I just never was happy with my corners. And that was a great I want to call it a cheat, but I don't know that it's technically a cheat, but it's a great little tip. Go check out Amy. I think it's Amy _in Stitches. There might be some more underscore in there. I'm not sure. Without having Instagram open right in front of me. So anyhow, I did not fully finish my piece at Annabella's. I just enjoyed the stitching time, honestly. So I think for me, it didn't really matter that there wasn't going to be a designer in Barefoot. I didn't really take advantage of the designer being there in Annabella's. It was nice, but it didn't bother me. And Barefoot Needle Art was just stitching. Thursday night, we went to the shop and they did like an open house. And I don't know how many people, I think the retreat had 100 people at it, which was nice. We had plenty of room at our tables. I think there was 7 at our table, I think. Something like that. At our table, we had plenty of room. I don't know that anybody was cramped. We all had plenty of room. But the night that we went to the open house, you walk around the store, you get to look at everything and of course purchase anything that you want. It was not a required event, but it was super nice to go into an L&S because as you guys know, my local L&S closed. So it was nice to go into an L&S. Their store, if you are down anywhere in the Myrtle Beach area. So Myrtle Beach can be anywhere from Ocean Isle North Carolina Beach, all the way down. They're in technically Surfside Beach. It's right there at Myrtle. So anything from North Carolina down, it doesn't take that long to get there, 30, 45 minutes, doesn't take long. Hit their store up. It's a very good store. What I did really, really like about their store is that they had their fabric hung up on hangers. And that was super fun to be able to flip through the fabric and see, like you could really see it really well. And so like if a color caught your eye, you'd be able to see it. I loved that. So really nice store. And they have a stitching area, like a classroom area that they also open up, I think on the weekends for people to come in and just stitch. So that's nice. Really just a nice store. Memory and Amy own the store themselves. Wonderful ladies. They were just so helpful through the whole retreat. They walked around and chatted with people, just had fun. So one of the things, and this is what I want to do, first of all, because I've had it for so long and I really want to make sure I get this to somebody, we're doing a giveaway with Barefoot Needle Arts is the project bag. So they sell project bags at their store, and I'll show you the inside of the bag. Beautiful bag. And so this is going to be the giveaway. So in honor, because it's for their store, if you will put Barefoot, all one word, if you're interested in the project bag, and I will get that out to a viewer next time. Now, don't say giveaway. We've had a lot of spammers. Just so you know, I addressed this last time. I will never contact you and tell you you won. You have to come and watch the next video and I will verbally say your name. So just so you know, there is only one bag, so only one person can win it. So put Barefoot and go and like their page on Instagram, Barefoot Needle Art. So thank you to Amy and Memory for just making a wonderful retreat. I had a great time. And I think Stacy did too. It was so nice to catch up with her and just sit and chat and stitch. It was just wonderful. And I met so many nice people at the retreat. So it was a wonderful retreat. If you get a chance to go, they did just have a sign up for, oh, pooey, when was their next one? October. The sign up was for October. And I can't go to that one because my oldest son is getting married that month. So it's like the week before his wedding. And I just thought they might kill me. So I'm sure that weekend I'm going to be running around and helping and, you know, just firming up last minute stuff. So being out of town wasn't going to be an option, but I would like to go back to the February one. They do those in October and February because those are off seasons for the beach down there, which is really nice. Because the hotels are more reasonable. It's not as crowded as it would be during on season. It's fantastic. They do a great job on the retreat. And, I hope I can get in next time to go to February 1. So, all right, now I haven't been fully finishing, but what have I been doing? So I have been stitching, and I have tons and tons of finishes. So I'm going to start with my finishes first, and then I'll do whips, and I do have some stash. So as you guys know, I have been doing goal to stitch 52 ornaments in 2023 with Raquel, the Viking mom, the traveling Viking mom. She's on Instagram. Lovin' Stitchins, Danielle. She's on Instagram and has a Flosstube. The Cow Stitcher, she has a Flosstube as well, Kristen. And Red Poppy Crafts. And there's some underscore in there. So if you go down my Instagram page, you'll see that I've tagged those ladies, and then you can follow any of those if you want. So we are trying to stitch at least 52 ornaments in 2023. Now, those ladies are working their ornaments in with other projects. I haven't been doing that great of a job of that because I haven't been home. These ornaments have been perfect to sit in my lap and stitch when I'm in the truck. They're perfect sizes. It's been great for that. So I've been doing a lot of ornaments, although I do have one or two other whips, but not finishes. So let's jump in and see the stitching. We'll go with there. All right, so I'm just gonna go in no particular order. These are all out of order because I did iron them. But I will show you the pattern first. Now this pattern was sent to me by Ross Clark Crafts. I'm going to show you their name and then you can find them on Etsy. Ross Clark Craft. So these patterns, it is one, I always get this wrong, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 patterns, I think, in this Christmas bundle. And it's just called Christmas Bundle. So as you can see, they're really cute, simple ornaments, but I love that they're religious. It is really hard to find religious ornaments. And I think they saw this and sent them to me, and I wanted to share them here with you guys because I did really love them. I have stitched 2 of them. So I have stitched the little Bethlehem one. Now this is a really, really quick one. Really quick, really cute, very simple. And that is on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. And the next one I stitched, wait a minute, let me get my, oh, do I have that card here? Yes, it's beside me. So I just pulled colors from Stash for the Bethlehem one. This one, I pulled colors from Stash. I am using Color and Cotton Cherry Cobbler. Now, I'm not sure if this is, it said limited edition. I don't know if they actually made it into a color because I'm not sure when I have it. So it might have come in a club. I don't know. It's a beautiful red though. And it says Peace and Joy. And that's also on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. So I really like those. I want to work on the other ones. What I've been doing on these patterns that have multiples in them. See, this one says Peace on Earth right here. And then it has the Bethlehem, so it kind of combines those. The Joy to the World is really cute right here. So the ones that I've done some of them. I keep the bag kind of in my area that I can just grab it out. It's already kitted up in here. I can grab it out and then stitch the other ones up. I take a break sometimes in between so I don't get bored with a project. So that's been great. Oh, this is my bag that my friend Beth made. She brought us all bags at the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat. Is this not gorgeous? Beth is actually one of a local stitcher that is in a group that I am in. I haven't been able to go to that lately, so miss going. But she came to the retreat, so that was super nice. I got to sit with Beth as well. And she made project bags for everybody. And the project bags were loaded with goodies. And I was like, what? Like, she's so sweet. Beth is a phenomenal stitcher or sewer. She's a good stitcher too, but her sewing is so pretty. And she has such great tips. I love talking with people about sewing and stitching. Even if it's not the way that I do something, I learn something, or I say, oh, okay, well, that's unusual. And I always learn something. I just so enjoy talking to different people about it. Vanna has a new series that she's doing, and the name has escaped me, I'm sorry, with another lady. And it's like how you approach stitching and how you approach a project and what do you do. And they each give their own take on it. And even though the take may be different from what I do, I find it interesting. Maybe I can glean some information from that way. Maybe I can't, that's okay. But I just find it so interesting how people approach their projects. So we can all learn something and pick something up, or just say, oh my goodness, that sounds silly. That's okay. People probably say that about me. It's okay. All right, the next one, this is another ongoing one. Whoops. So this is Prairie Schooler Blackwork Angels. And I have loved this for a long time. And I said, you know what? I need to start doing them. So I did. This is also on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. Now there is gold. I think that's showing up better. It shows up really good in person, but as you guys know, it's hard to see this on camera. But I just think that's so sweet. I really, really loved it. Backstitching doesn't bother me, but I do like having projects that don't have backstitching. Sometimes I'm like, whew, I'm done. This obviously is black work, so you know you're gonna do back stitching. But it was really fun. So that's another one. Let me put that back in the bag before I lose it. Okay, this one I showed on my Instagram, and this is Some Heroes Drive Trucks, and this is from the X Stitch Conservative. They are on Etsy. Here's the pattern. Now, I will say I am going to keep this pattern because it has a really great truck on it. And it's simple, really easy to stitch. Matter of fact, you can stitch just the black lines on the truck. I don't know if I'm trying to hold still. And that makes a really great truck. So you never know when I would need this pattern. So I'm actually going to put that in my filing cabinet and keep it. But I modified this a little bit. This is the first ornament out of all the ornaments I've done that I've done for my husband. And I modified it to, I changed the truck color to white because his Western Star is white. I also added, I don't know if you guys heard that. That was train horns. That's my husband going by the house. I don't know if you could hear that. I added his truck number on the bumper. So that was super fun. This is stitched on 14 count golden, it says golden, French golden needle. It's like a really soft Aida. I've had it for a long time. Matter of fact, I got some more of it. It was in my stash. I really loved working on it, and I ordered some more from Picture This Plus. Okay. The next one I have. This is Matthew 2:10, My Little Bible #2 from Fairy Wool in the Wood. And let me show the pattern first. Once again, it's a sweet little ornament, religious. I love it. I don't think you could read what it says, and it says, when they saw the star, they were overjoyed. Matthew 2:10. So I really, really liked that. And I also stitched it on the 14 count French golden needle. Really, really pretty. I really enjoyed this one. I used all the called for colors. So that was fun too. Okay, the next one is one that I have ongoing as well. And it is a book. Now, I'm pretty sure I got this book on Amazon. And it is 50 Fast and Festive 50 Christmas Designs. It is from Leisure Art. So as you can see, it has a bunch of, these are kind of old school. I don't know if you can see some of them. Hold on. Let's see. Where they've got back stitching and stuff. But they're really, really cute. And I love some of them. Let me see if I can find the picture of the one that this is. So you can see it done, and then you can see my version. Oh, here it is. So here's one of the pages. You can see all the different ornaments on there. Some great stuff. The one that I did is right here. It's the angel flying over the city. The little town. So I am stitching this on 28 count hand dyed by Rolanda. It did not have a name on it. This is some older fabric that I had and I've not used it. It is opalescence. I'm not a huge opalescent fan anymore, but I thought, well, it's a great way to use it up as an ornament because sparkly is good. So there's my take on it, and you can see the sparkle on that fabric. So I think she turned out really cute, and I really enjoyed. I kept the colors for what they called for. I kind of really liked the old school feel to it, and there's some great patterns in that book, and I want to do more of them. So that's an ongoing project that I have in the project bag. Okay, the next one, I'm going to put this to the side because there's more patterns I want to show you. I have two that's put to the side. They're kind of buried in with my whips I'll show you those finishes along with my whips, so I can show you the more of the patterns. All right, what do I have here? All right, so last time I finished, I think I showed you guys Merry Christmas from Tidy Tidings 17, I think. And it's from Lizzie Kate. And I did the Merry Christmas down here. Well, I wanted to do the most wonderful time of year and the celebrate. So I finished with this pattern. I don't think I'm gonna do the other two. So these are also on 14 count golden needle. I'll show them one at a time. They're the same floss as the other one, you know, all called for. So that's really cute. I like that one. And then we have the celebrate. So really cute. So that was fun because I'm done with that pattern now. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, all right, here's another one out of the book. And this is Christmas Cuties by Tiny Modernist. And let me show the patterns. Now, I was going to do the Santa. I chose not to do the Santa right now. I'm holding off on him. And the snowman, while I like him, I would do him with winter stitching. So I'm not gonna stitch him right now. I did the angel and Rudolph. So I stitched these on 32 count Bossall Splash with white dots. I know, so descriptive, aren't they? And there's the angel. I think she's super sweet. I love her. I love her on this fabric. She's really pretty. And then here is Rudolph. And he turned out really cute too. So I really enjoyed. Now these, I will say, anything that is done on an even weave fabric has been stitched at home. I do not take even weave in the truck. It is too bouncy for even weave. Sometimes it's too bouncy for Ada. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I have to put it down and it's just too bouncy for me. So anything that's stitched on even weave, I've stitched here. Okay, the next one is Faith from Lizzie Kate. And it's this little flip it that has faith and cheer. It's supposedly you can do them like as Christmas rules, but they're just words. But I liked them. Here's the faith. And then here's the cheer. Let me show that. Let me bend that back so you can't see the pattern. The cheer. I just did the faith. I really liked it. This was a scrap of 27 count Vintage Country Mocha Linda. And I did not use called for. I literally pulled from stash. So just to use up some other threads, I used a lot of color and cotton. It looks, where's my chart? It looks very similar, if you can see. Very similar. I just pulled from stash. Alrighty. Okay, now here is a really fun one. Let me get this out. This is an ongoing project. Now, this is a kit. I am not stitching it on the perforated paper that came with it. It is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's a dimensions kit. Now, I'm pretty sure I bought this in my LNS maybe a year or two ago, I think. And I've had it and I thought, you know what? It is time to do these because I really, really like these ornaments. They remind me of my childhood because this was such a popular cartoon. So I started off with Rudolph, but I want to do all the characters. I am not stitching it on the perforated paper, as I said. I am stitching it on 14 count Fabric Flare Peppermint Candy Stripes. Now, I wondered if this was the right fabric. And when I got him done, I said, it is the right fabric. I love him. Is he not adorable? And the fabric was perfect. So I've had this fabric for a really long time in my drawer, and I've just never found the perfect project to use it on. And I think they're perfect. They're so Christmassy on this fabric. So I really, really love it. And I have enough to do all of them on that. So, and that is Fabric Flare Peppermint Candy Stripes material. So Rudolph is done. I have to do the rest. Did I put that back in there? Yes, I did. Oh, these, I'm going to show you this bag. This is one of the Deborah Harry's bags. What she does is she takes old, vintage cross stitch or needlework or needlepoint, and she makes them into bags. I'm trying to see. I know I have more. I'll point out some more that I have. These are literally my favorite bags right now. They have a wide bottom, and you can fit all your stuff in here. I can also fit a pattern holder. Now, I'm not sure if this one has a pattern. Yes, it does. There's my pattern holder that I keep in the truck with me with random string hanging out of it. It fits in here, and it has a strap. So when I get in and out of the truck, putting this on my wrist, I can climb in and out of the truck really easily. I love these bags. Now, her bags go really quickly, and she only sells them in her store. Like she'll have, I'm having bags on Sunday, and you have to be really, really fast to get a bag. I think that is the UPS guy. Anyhow, you have to be really fast to get one. Love the bags though. All right, this is I'll Be Home from Christmas from The Little Stitcher. And I did the red car. Now, I really love the fireplace. I like the house as well. It's a little big for an ornament, or I'd have to do it on smaller count fabric. So I haven't done it yet. But I did the red car, and this is 28 count Picture This Plus Doubloon Lugana. Oops, keeps moving on me. And I just really liked that. I think it's really cute. The light in here is not great today. Again, sorry. It's cloudy, it's rainy, but if I don't film today, it would be at least another week. So we have cloudy, rainy day and truck hair. Here's another one of Deborah Harry bags. Love them. Okay, this is, this is a whip. Hold on, let me put down my needle that is like flailing around for, I don't know why. All right, so this is a whip. Here's my card. All right. This is Timberlane Santa, and it is Scotch Pine Santa from Mill Hill. So there he is. Now, I am not using perforated paper. It's still in there. I am using 14 count Picture This Plus. I'm not sure. This was Cripium. I don't even think they make that color anymore, and I don't think I'm saying that right. But hold on, let me show you. I went through my drawer and I was trying to find what was closest to the perforated paper. Oh, here's the tag. Did I say that right? No, I don't think so. All right, there's the tag. As you can see, these two are very, very close in color. Now they're showing a little different here. They're actually not very. This is a little more mottled. This is gingerbread. So either of those are very close to the perforated paper color. So because this was older, I was using this up first. I have a bunch of Mill Hill Santas and I really want to stitch them up. And so I thought I'm gonna do them on fabric. All of my ornaments, I do have some Mill Hills on perforated paper. Vanna did a video where she's been layering mat board on her perforated paper. Okay, so between you and me, Vanna is probably like an alien or something that she can cut mat board and fussy cut it around that, because I know my skills and I can't do that. So fabric it is. Now, the one thing is I am not going to bead this Mill Hill kit. Yes, you heard me correctly. I'm not going to bead it. So if you look, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. The beads, they're just random on there. They don't really add much, and they're not ornaments on the tree. It's just shading on the tree. And I decided I'm not going to use them. I kind of liked it without it, and I'm not going to use them. I will save these beads for something else. But you can stitch a Mill Hill without stitching the beads. Each bead color has a DMC floss that you stitch the bead on with. The only difference is you might stitch, one color might have two symbols. One would be for the stitch, one would be for the stitch with the bead. What I do is I just cross stitch them, both. I've done this before. I've done some Halloween ones. They turned out beautiful. They're great designs. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to do beading, or you don't want to work on perforated paper, but you really like Mill Hill, don't work on the paper. Save the paper for something else. Put it on fabric. If you don't want to do the beading, don't do the beading. Their kits can be stitched 110% without the beads. If you like the beads, stitch the beads. I've done beading and I've not done the beading. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes I just look at it. With this one, it is a Scottish Santa and he has plaid on. The plaid comes out when you backstitch them, and I'm not to that point. But I didn't care for the beads this time, so I'm not using them. So that's my progress. You kind of get the idea of what he is, but I have more work to do. He is not one that I stitch on when the truck is moving. Mill Hill kits, because I'm doing two, sometimes there's two symbols, it takes a little bit. So that's not a great one for me to stitch in the truck. Oh, whoops. I forgot my floss. The other thing I recommend, if you have a Mill Hill, these are fantastic. This is from Chantel 141 Designs, and this is how I separate my Mill Hill. I always use one of these with a Mill Hill. I have some from Chantel, and then I have one or two from the Frosted Pumpkin, but they go really fast when Frosted Pumpkin has them. And like you'll see, here's my greens. Dark green, medium green, light green. The lightest green. And that's how they do it. Now they do give you a DMC color. So if you're not a DMC number, if you're not good at sorting threads, get out your DMC book and you'll be able to find exactly what color is right. Mill Hill normally doesn't have that many threads, and it's normally pretty easy when you set them out to say, this is the darkest green, this is the lightest green, you know, and do it that way. But I always put them on one of those thread keepers. Otherwise, they would get matted up and wadded up, and trust me, it wouldn't be pretty. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, this is the other one that I have finished, but it's also a whip, and I wanted to show you some more patterns from them. So let me get this out. Yeah, this is a mess in this bag. We won't show you that. Lordy B. Okay, so this was a finish. This is, if I'm gonna say it Crochet Go-Go, I do not think that's the way you pronounce it. It is from 12 Christmas Vintage Series, and this one inside the pattern says Nativity. No, Holy Night. There you go. And I really love these colors. Here's my finish. I love the colors. I love everything about this. I didn't bring it with me. I started this at the retreat with a different color fabric. It didn't look good. I didn't like it. I put it on murky and I loved it. Go figure. I know, nobody's shocked, I know. All right, oh, I had started it on Ancient Picture This Plus. It just wasn't right. Murky, it was. Okay, so the one that I have in my whips is Nativity. And that one is this. And I don't have much of a start, but I'll show you. Just a little bit of a start. Okay, now, what are some other patterns? I do not have them all in this series, but I do have a lot. Okay, so this is, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's the Nutcrackers. I really love them too. And then here is the Santa. Some of these I bought as PDFs. Some of them I bought as patterns. So that's the Santa. This is the barn. This is just the Christmas door. I just think that's always so cute and pretty. And then, of course, a car. And then these two are not in the series, but they look like they use the same colors. I'm going to make them into the same colors if they're not. I haven't pulled the colors. This one has way more colors. I haven't pulled all these colors. So this one is called Nativity, and it's a big one. Now, I'm going to break this apart. I'm going to do like this as an ornament, the Bethlehems, probably do the Wise Men as one. It's a bad picture. It's not the best picture, but I'm going to divide that apart and make that go with those. And then this one is, it's a calendar and it has little ones on it. But once again, I think that I can make the colors match the other ones and just pull out one or two little ones. So I had them all in this bag. So that's kind of an ongoing project as well. To get some floss back in there. This is another Deborah Harry. This is an old one that I've had. This was probably one of the very first ones I bought. And I just love them. Okay. I still have more to go. All right, this is a spring one. Now, I will tell you, I have struggled this year with spring stitching. And I've done a little bit, and I think I'm just gonna put it away till next year. I'm not feeling spring stitching. Not that I don't like the pattern, I love the pattern. I'm not feeling spring stitching. So I started Let's Talk Spring from Hands On Design, and I started with the big one. So here is my start, which is not great, but it started, and that's all that I have. It's really pretty. I am stitching this on 16 count Picture This Plus shadow. Now I will say, I have 2 pieces of shadow. I don't think they're in this bag. No, I think I took it out already. This piece is nice and dark. I really like it. And as you can see, it says shadow on it. The other piece has more of the gray green look to it. And I don't know which one is current and which one is older. I believe this one is older. I don't know. I wish I could get this color all the time. So here's a question for anybody. Leave me a message if you guys know. I am looking for something other than really hard black Aida. I am not a fan of Monaco to stitch on black. I think it makes it harder for no reason at all. I'm just not a fan. And then I don't really, I mean, I would do even weave, but I'm not a fan of black even weave. Once again, I think it just makes it harder for no reason at all. Like black stitching can be more challenging. Not that it's impossible, it's not. But I'm looking for a color like this, shadow, that's really dark, that I can stitch on, that's not black, that's not stiff. Preferably in the Aida. Preferably I'd like it in Aida. So if you have any suggestions, let me know, because I am looking for some. Oh, I did forget to bring in, I have some more haul. I'll save it to next time. I have some Stitchery Express. I got some fabric flare. I was looking for some different chalkboard and stuff like that, and I got it, and I forgot to bring it in here. I'll show you next time. I have enough to show. It's okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put that whip up for now. That's just kind of the way I'm feeling. Now, I did work on Beauty Fade since the last, I'm sorry, I'm bumping the table, since the last time you saw it. And if y'all saw, this is a new release from Teresa Kogut. It is out, it was out at market, and I'm super happy that everybody can get it now because it is a beautiful piece. I'm trying to find a needle, hold on. Oh Lord, what is wrong with me? I even have a needle minder on here. Like seriously? What is wrong with me? Don't answer that. So this is Beauty Fades. It's not a great photo, I will say. It's not a great photo of it. It's way more beautiful in person, but it is out. It was a market release. This was a Patreon exclusive. So this is where I'm at, and I'm not gonna take it out of the thing because you'll see everything I have is, oops, I'm so sorry. It's in the hoop area. So I've done some more work on the flower. I've got the girl's head in, and that's pretty much it. This project is going to Vegas with me. I've decided that there's so much stitching in here that that could keep me busy for a week, and I won't have to worry about, you know, like if I take an ornament, I might finish it. I won't finish this in a week, but I'll get some nice progress since I haven't done tons and tons. I am stitching this one on, I did not write down, I think it is 25 count Pebble from Lori Holt. I think it's 25 count. So that one is going to Vegas with me in hopes of getting some stitching in. I still have more. I still have more. Now this one was almost done, but I could not, it was bumpy. I had to put it down. So this is Christmas Hair from Barbara Anna Designs. This was in 2018 Primitive Stitcher and Punch Needle. So I printed it out, and I'm using the called for colors except, hold on, where is my card? Whoops, Lord be, I'm throwing stuff now. Hold on. I'm using 14 count Tempest from Picture This Plus. This is an old color. I still don't know if they sell this one, but I've had this for a while and I thought, this is the perfect project. So the only thing I have changed is the vine color. The vine color was supposed to be 927 and that blended into my fabric. So I went with 501. Now there are some stars that I need to add. I need to finish down on the houses more, the roofs and the windows, and I need to put the string in that holds his collar to Santa, like the little harness. And then I've got to finish Santa's robe. So I don't have much more to go. The stars are going to be in a called for, or not a called for fabric or color. I have a color in cotton. I didn't have the DMC, so I pulled out my DMC book and I just put up floss that worked, and I found one that was very close for the called for, and that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a variegated. So that one's almost done. Oh, I'm dropping more cards. Gracious. If I just moved my piles, it'd make it so much easier. What is this? Oh, no, that's the next one. Okay, this one. Now, I have done this is called Christmas Past from Prairie Schooler, and I've done the Santa. I did him on a different color fabric, and I decided to change fabric. So I'm doing the rest of them on 14 count Picture This Plus Murky. I have done the chicken, which I will show you, or the rooster, and then I'm working on the dog. So let me show the rooster. This is the one I want to just leave out to show you. This is a finish. There's a fuzzy on him. There is the rooster, and I much prefer him on the murky fabric. The other fabric was a chalkboardy type fabric, and it blended a little too much. The greens did, and so I like that. And then here's my start on the dog. I know it's kind of creepy looking right now, but there it is. I think I want to do the cat as well and then call it done. Or the angel. I want to do the angel too. So that's an ongoing project. Okay, here's another one. Now this was a Patreon for Teresa Kogut as well, and it's called the Egg Collector. Now I am only doing the bunny. I'm not doing anything else, although I love the whole pattern. I want to do the bunny as a standoff. Now I have started this, and I'm changing a little bit. Oh, you know what? I'm going to take her out of the hoop because the hoop is right across her. So let me take her out. I moved the hoop up, but I'm actually putting her on the shelf for this year because I'm just not feeling spring stitching. Once again, it has nothing to do with the pattern. I just have not wanted to stitch spring. So I thought, rather than agonize over this, let me just move on. So here is the progress I have so far, and it is super wrinkly. And I am stitching her on 18 count pink gingham. And I did change her dress color so she shows up better on the pink. The colors come from the pattern, but I'm just changing it up. Oh, and I changed, instead of having scissors in her hand, she has an egg. She will have her basket of eggs, so that just made more sense, but not having scissors since I'm not doing the little tree. So anyhow, that is Egg Collector. She's really fun. I like her, but I think I'm done with spring right now. All right, I have one more whip to show. Nope, two more. I lied, two more. All right, this is Flea Market Flowers. Now, this is from Lori Halt, and I started this down at the retreat. I would stitch this in at night when I would go up. Now, Flea Market Flowers is this from It's So Emma, and I am only doing the columns. I am not going to do the whole piece. I want to make it a banner. So I'm going to work the columns down. I don't know all of the flowers I'm going to do just yet, so I'm kind of playing it by ear. But this is my start. Not very much. And what am I stitching this on? I am stitching this on 25 count Lugana, and I have no idea what color this is. I don't know. It's something I had in stash. It's a creamy. So, I don't know. Anyhow, that's going to be like a summer, spring banner. I love the colors of this. It's bright and cheery. So I really like that. All right, one more. This is American Primitives from Teresa Kogut. And here's the chart. Now, I've had this chart for a long time. This is an older one, and it has tons and tons of stitching. This is full coverage. So I did not want to stitch this red around here is stitched as well. I'm not stitching that. So I picked red material. Now I have strings going everywhere, and there's a reason for that, and you'll see here in just a second. I am using 14 count deep red from XJU Designs. Now I will tell you, this is gorgeous fabric. I'm loving it. So I have the top part in. Now, you probably can't tell, but I also came down here and did the top of the flag and the top of his hat. The reason being, let me see if I can get an up close picture. So the top of the flags and the top of his hat. It says, and you can't see it real good, American Primitives, and I don't want it to say that. So what I'm doing is, there was 1 star, I'm adding 2 stars. I needed to know how much space I had to add them. So I came down and did that. Then I will fill in the called for blue color up here that I have hanging. You can see I started it up there. This frame was also 2 colors of DMC. And I will go ahead and tell you, I looked at it like 25 times and it literally, I kept stitching it wrong. I'd pull it out, stitch it wrong, pull it out, stitch it wrong. I finally went and got a variegated and just stitched it as a whole. I'm much happier that way. Make it easy, right? Okay. So that is another one. That is summer stitching, which is what I'm moving on to. I'm moving on to summer stitching. Spring is not working out for me, so I'm moving on, and that's okay. All right, so far for 2023, I have 31 finishes. Yes, because I didn't have any finishes in the truck. Of those 31, 28 of them are ornaments. So I'm 28 ornaments done. I believe I'm going to hit my goal. I really do. I think I'm going to be able to hit the 52. I've been having a lot of fun. The great thing is it takes all of these ornament patterns that I've collected and I'm using them because I have a lot of Christmas. I love Christmas. And I'm using up the patterns and I'm moving them out of my area. So that's really great. I always pull all my Christmas and I always see these patterns and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. But then I don't have time to stitch it. Doing these just ornaments has made time for me to stitch these. So it's been fantastic. All right, so now we are, I have something in my eye. We are up to stash. So a lot of this has come in. Some of it I got at Barefoot Needle Art store. The first thing I got from Barefoot Needle Art are these houses, these wooden houses. Now, JBW has some doors. Just 2 left now. Anyhow, there's some doors, houses that she stitched up. They were released this last year. These will be perfect for those. So that's what I got those for. And I found those at Barefoot. Now, these are some wooden circles that I found at Michael's. And let me see if they say what size they are. It says 4-inch. I don't know. I haven't actually measured it. But if you want to do round ornaments, but you're having trouble cutting round mat board, or if you're using cardstock and layering it like I do, these wooden blanks are very inexpensive. And I found them at Michael's. And you can see it comes with 16 of them. So you could do a lot of round finishes. And I thought that was a great find. Okay, what else do I have? I have a Lizzie Kate. When we do what we can, God will do what we cannot. I think that's really cute. This one I got from Barefoot Needle Art. This is actually one of their patterns. It's Cardinal Way. I love a light post. I don't remember where I got this from. This is Spring Messenger's Pin Keep from Scattered Seed Samplers. This is Stitching with the Housewives Farmhouse. These are some, I don't know if I can show you these. These are some magazines. Yeah, I can show you this because it's not the pattern. They're just winter ski boarders. I thought that was, or skaters, ski board. I thought that was really cute. You could make them into ornaments or you could just have them for winter. I also got spring ornament. This is a Prairie Schooler. And that's out of a magazine too. This is one that I found in a magazine, To All a Good Night. I think it's really pretty. I think this is too big for an ornament. Yes, it's way too big for an ornament, but I think it's really pretty. This is Mad for Plaid. This is the winter. It's the only one I've gotten so far. I do not remember. This must be 1, 2, 3 stitch. Happily Ever After. Little wedding one. This is from Cottage Garden. I think I got this at Barefoot, I think. And this is Christmas Star. And I loved that Santa. You can't see his beard really good on camera, but it's really cute. This one, and I think even the cover does not do this justice. This was stitched up in their store at Barefoot Needle Art, and it is Erica Michaels Liberty Games. And there's also some little soldiers on the back of the drum that you can do. They are so cute. All of it's so cute. There's a berry, a drum, and then the big project. This is a great, you can see the berry a little bit better. I was bowled over by the sample in the store. This is from Sweet Wing Studio, Lucky to Have. I think that's really pretty. And then Erica Michaels also has All Hallows Eve, and that one was also stitched up and displayed in the store, so I had to get it too. The drum, the berry, everything is great. This is Yuletide Delivery from Plum Street Samplers. I finally got Cardinal Kin from Plum Street Samplers. I've not gotten that one, and I think that's a great cardinal. And this one is one that I have looked for and nobody had it in stock, and Barefoot Needle Art did. Santa Stops Here from With Thy Needle and Thread. So I was thrilled to be able to find this. I think Stacy bought this one too. And then we have Bent Creek Signs of Summer. This was in their clearance section. I love Bent Creek, so it was $2. I was getting that. I believe this is on a stash unload. Christmas Trees 2 from Prairie Schooler. And it's one that I did not have. So I bought that one. Now this one I got at Barefoot Needle Art, and it is Marine Blue from Bothy Threads. And let me tell you, this is so pretty in person. It's so pretty. So I couldn't leave that there. I thought about it and I said, no, it's coming home with me. Okay, I also got my Bunny Hop Let's Go Ride a Bike from Stitching Housewives. Everybody's seen that because I'm super late to the game. I also got the toy store from Country Cottage Needleworks Big City. I'm actually going to try to work these into my Hometown Holidays, and I'm going to use the colors that I used in Hometown Holidays. That's my plan. I don't know if it'll work out, but we'll see. I still have tons of Hometown Holidays to do, so I'm not in a super hurry. So I have some floss, but I can't find the other one. So here is Color and Cotton, really great spring colors. This was the February club. Some of their Lugana, I get 28 count. I think I have another piece. No, I don't. I also got the Stitching with the Housewives. I don't know what it's called. Hello Spring, the subscription, the Stitching Seasons. So I've got the whole kit. The patterns in there. If you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. Everybody is stitching this. Yep. And I ordered that, and it came in their little bag. Now this bag is too small for me for a project because I use hoops, but this is a great floss bag for a project that has a lot of floss. I use them for that. This is my April of month to month. I get that from Fat Quarter Shop. That should be ending soon, I think. Here is the fabric that I got. It is called Golden Needle Country. Well, then it cuts it off. So this is some of that fabric. Super soft. Actually, that is from 1, 2, 3 stitch. Both of these are 1, 2, 3 stitch. This is 16 count, and I think this is 14 count. So I bought it in both sizes. Really like that color. The white shows up good on that color. This was something else I bought from 1, 2, 3 stitch. It is 16 count Waxing Moon Ada. I don't know who the designer, oh, this is Fabric Flare. It's just very lightly variegated. Fold that back up the way it was. Nope, still didn't do it right. This is Bestitch Me Sorbet. This is 22 count. Now, I recently took a lot of my fabric clubs down. Bestitch Me was one that I canceled. I've had her from the very beginning. Now, I love her fabric. So if you are wanting to get into Bestitch Me Brandy's clubs, contact her. I'm not guaranteeing that she has an open spot, but I dropped mine. I just need to use what I have. As you can see, I have plenty of fabric and I need to use what I have. I also got her silk for a long time. I love it. I will say her silk, stitching with her silk, I don't think it's the silkiest silk. I use it as DMC, and the reason why I love it is the colors that she gets with her silk are so vibrant. So to me, it's worth it to get these unusual colors. Here's some more color in cotton. I think these colors are beautiful. And Big City Christmas. This was the street scene. I think that's super cute. Here is my chicken club. And the last thing that I got is Spring Bouquet from Mill Hill. I actually want to stitch this up as an ornament for probably Kenzie for her Christmas tree, just so she has a pretty cake for their wedding, since they'll be married by the time Christmas comes around. So that's everything. That's all that I have to show. What am I going to work on? So I am going to continue to stitch on summer projects. Summer for me includes Americana, it includes farm, and it includes beach. Sometimes bees, but I think I'm going to move my bees to the spring. So I will be stitching all of that. I will continue to stitch my ornaments. We are done in Atlanta not Atlanta, it's Madison, Georgia. But we are done down there as soon as my husband comes back tonight. We do have a trip that we have to go back to Missouri, where we were previously, and pick up a screen. Missouri is a 2-day drive for us. So that's going to be another trip. We're not running to Missouri because they could still be getting some bad weather yet. So we're going to wait until the weather clears up, obviously after our Vegas trip. But I will still be stitching ornaments. I'm going to try to work in my summer stitching and just have fun with it. I still am planning on stitching all Christmas once July hits. I will bring back in my Nativity, I will bring back in Hometown Holidays, and my Prairie Schooler Santas. So those projects will come back. I am going to start stitching some of my kids' ornaments soon. I have, out of a magazine, some Vegas like symbols that are cross-stitched, Vegas icons, let's say icons. And I want to stitch that for an ornament for everybody this year since we're going to Vegas. So I'm going to continually work. I hope that it will not be as long on my next video. I will draw the winner for the bag next video. So it will come to somebody, I promise. I will not forget. Until then, thank you for joining me. Happy stitching, and I will see you hopefully sooner than later.